Hello, my name is Eunice. I've just finished reading The Plague recently. Its genre is philosophical novel and it gave me a lot to think deeply about many things. So I want to share it with you. This is the table of contents. It is a novel written by a French writer, Albert Camus. He was a brilliant author who had been the second youngest to win the Nobel Prize in Literature with his book titled The Plague and the Stranger. The plague demonstrates the outbreak of the plague in coastal city Oran. The characters' responses and their perspectives toward this situation were all different and diverse. It is because the experiences that they had taken were all different. I could learn that there are various opinions and ways for things that require resolution other than what I strongly believe in and think right. First, I'll give you a brief summary of this book and then I'll talk about my opinion about it. The coastal city, Oran's main economic activity was trade, and people lived busy lives, obsessed in earning money. The main character, Dr. Ryu, who later revealed as the narrator of this book, saw hundreds of rats dying in the earlier part of the book. Other doctors recognized it also, and the public were terrified. At first, the authority didn't want to admit an announcement of an epidemic had started. The authority made doctors meet up and provide a helpful way to save more people. The doctors finally made a decision to get the serum to cure the plague from France. Day after day, the number of the plague victims raised rapidly, and Tarot made his mind to organize a volunteering league for the sufferers, including himself. Dr. Ryu reminded him he could die because of it, but he never changed his mind. Rambert, who worked as a journalist, had a hard time longing his wife as they were separated. To help him, Carter, who feared police officers, contacted Rambert and criminal associates. Unfortunately, Rambert had wasted time without no result from meeting them, as they didn't have a great route to escape Oran. He was ashamed seeing others such as Tarot and Ryu working hard for the society while he just missed his wife. So he decided to join them as long as he was staying there. Father Penello delivered a sermon claiming that the plague was caused by the people's sins, which included their failure to love God and the hardening of their hearts toward Him. Nevertheless, his strong faith in God had changed through witnessing an innocent child perish due to the plague. It seemed wrong to say it was all divine providence to give the same punishment equally for all, even for the innocent. He finally volunteered to work with Ryu and Tarot. Even when the moment of his death was approached, he didn't want to meet a doctor, as he believed death was also God's authority, still having questions in God's order. Later, Ryu found out he wasn't dead because of the plague, so his death just remained a doubtful case. In the end, Tarot died suffering by both bubonic and pneumonic plague, and Ryu was in sorrow to lose a great friend. To make things worse, Ryu's wife was not able to make it. Still, he didn't give up hope and just kept his way. Most readers would choose their favorite characters as Dr. Ryu or Tarot. I was also inspired a lot by the two, but the character who made me think deeply was a different one. It was Father Penello. It was stimulating to see the way that described his questions and confusions in God and his faith by his death. Through his sermon, I could see how strong his faith was in the rules of God. However, in his next sermon, after witnessing the innocent boy succumb to the plague, I could sense that his faith had waned compared to the past. This puzzling mind was even shown in the process of his death. While he thought he shouldn't see a doctor to extend his life because it wasn't following on the plan of God, but he still had some questions and doubts in his belief. Not all his chaotic sentiments, his death remained as mystery. It made me choose Father Panalu as the most memorable character in the book. I hope everyone to read this book one day. It is not just a novel, but it also broadens your view in many aspects. The conversations between almost all the characters in the book are so impressive and linger. Modern people endure their busy lives like the people of Oran, and daydreaming like a philosopher seems like a luxury. Still, I believe that it will raise the quality of life, and this book will help you how to do it so naturally. At least I'm sure that we'll be touched by this book. So please try to read this book one day. Thank you for listening to my presentation.